Hello, my name is Matthew Williams, and welcome to another episode of Is That Legal? This week, we will look at the case of Gideon versus Wainwright. This is a case that challenges the idea of whether defendants in criminal cases have the right to an attorney. Too poor to afford a lawyer, our defendant Clarence Earl Gideon was convicted for breaking into a pool room, a felony crime in the state of Florida. Now our interview with someone who knew Mr. Gideon very well. Mr. Belvedere, can you tell us about how you knew the defendant, Clarence Gideon? Well, we grew up together. I say he's an odd type of fellow. Not dumb, just odd. He made it all the way to the 8th grade. After that, it was all downhill. What do you mean? Oh, Gideon, that's what we call him. Is what you might call a lost soul. He ran away from home when he was in middle school. After that, he just kind of drifted through life, getting in and out of trouble doing stupid stuff. Last I heard, he got arrested for robbing a pool hall. Can you believe that? Not sure what happened to him after that. Just lost touch. Thank you, sir, for your feedback. Glad to help. Hope old Gideon gets his life together and lands on his feet. Now let's go to the clerk who handled Mr. Gideon's case. Ms. Bidden, in your own words, can you tell us about the case against Mr. Clarence Gideon?
Yes, sir, I believe I can. Mr. Clarence Gideon stood trial in Florida in 1961. He was accused of robbing a pool hall. He was a poor and needy type of fella that couldn't afford a lawyer. He asked the court to provide him with one, but here in Florida, we only provide lawyers for defendants accused of capital offenses. He was forced to defend himself and lost the case. The court sentenced him to 5 years in prison. Serves him right.
Okay. Thank you for that. Moving on, let's talk to Mr. Gideon's cellmate. Hello, sir. Can you tell us about Mr. Clarence Gideon? Yeah, I can. He was my cellmate. How would you describe him? He kept to himself. He was always reading and writing stuff. What was he reading? Some legal mumbo jumbo. Something about the Constitution or one of those amendment things. The 14th Amendment? Yeah, that one and another one too. The 6th Amendment? Yeah, that's it. He was trying to figure out a way to get his case appealed. Kept sending them letters to the people on the hill. Must have worked, 'cause next thing I know, he was out of here. Thank you, sir. Now let's talk to one of the Supreme Court justices that ruled in favor of the case. Justice Black, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Can you tell us about the Gideon versus Wainwright case?
Yes, this was a case about whether the right to the counsel guarantee under the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution applies to defendants in state court.
And what was the verdict?
The Supreme Court ruled in Mr. Gideon's favor, requiring states to provide a lawyer to any defendant who could not afford one. Yes, we reversed and remanded the decision by the lower court and overruled the Betts versus Brady case in the process.
Were there any dissenting opinions?
Not at all. Justice Clark and Harlan wrote 2 occurring opinions, and I wrote a separate myself stating that the reason and reflection requires us to recognize that in our adversary system of criminal justice, any person hauled into court who is too poor to hire a lawyer cannot be assured a fair trial unless counsel is provided for him. The noble ideal of fair trials before impartial tribunals in which every defendant stands equal before the law cannot be realized if the poor man charged with crime has to face his accusers without a lawyer to assist him.
Thank you, Supreme Court Justice Black, for your feedback.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, and God bless the United States of America.
In closing, I'd like to thank all of our guests. A very special thanks to Justice Black and the United States Supreme Court for this ruling that allows any U.S. citizen the right to legal representation in a fair trial. A decision that not only levels the playing field, but also makes it fair for all people when they go to court. My name is Matthew Williams, and this has been Is That Legal? We'll see you next time. Good night.